Hi, my name is Cammi. I am doing my artist research PowerPoint presentation on artist Nick Cave. This is for 3D design, spring 2026. Nick Cave is an American sculptor, painter, dancer, performance artist, and professor. He grew up in Missouri as youngest of 7 brothers, but is Chicago-based currently. He trained at the American Dance Theater in the late 1970s and early 1980s. This comes into play with his work, as you'll see later in this presentation. He is also a professor at the School of Art Institute of Chicago. He teaches fashion, body, and garment, which you'll also see is used heavily in his work. Nick Cave is best known for his sound suits. He created the first sound suit in response to the beating of Rodney King by Los Angeles police officers in 1991. The suit is intended to cover a person's identity so you don't pay attention to race, gender, or class. I think creating art that is worn not just as fashion, but as contemporary art piece is interesting. You are forced to appreciate texture, color, and in this case especially, sound. I find a lot of the suits very playful. The bright colors and various objects make me feel a bit of childlike wonder. The suits are trying to distract you from the wearer underneath, and it's very successful in doing this. As the viewer, my eyes travel everywhere and want to consume everything. They also invite the viewer to touch and listen and explore in the round as you observe these suits. While my presentation doesn't provide audio of what the suits sound like, it's not really necessary. It's not hard to imagine the sounds they make just by looking at them. It is also important to note that Nick Cave has a background in dance when observing these suits, as mentioned earlier. He was very intentional with the way that they should move in the choreography and how that would affect the sound and visuals with the materials used. While these suits were created during a tumultuous time, they became a thing of expression and love. With the suit, it doesn't matter who you are or what you look like. Because of my privilege, the prejudice and fear people like Nick Cave experience is something I'll never fully understand. But when it comes to not wanting to be put in a box and judged solely on what people see on the outside, I really relate to that. The suits are an important take on the lives of so many people. They were made to be worn by Nick Cave, but also models and dancers, allowing anyone to be able to wear it creates additional inclusivity. Nick Cave creates many commissions, but he was commissioned by Princeton University to create an art installation for their art museum. I love the amount of mixed media he uses in his work. In this case, the commission piece, he uses wood, glass, acrylic paint, and more. He used many different resources to bring it all together, which makes sense because it's a massive piece. It's about 40 feet high and 70 feet wide at the entrance of this museum. It also speaks to his inclusivity. He recognizes that to create something great, help is needed from all kinds of people everywhere. As the youngest of 7 boys, he didn't grow up financially wealthy, but he had a wealth of community and family around him. His mother was always present and supportive, while he had siblings and aunts he could observe in their own artistic creations, especially sewing. I appreciate that he can create something new out of almost nothing due to a short supply of resources, and this seems to be a skill developed due to his upbringing. His sound suits especially are a testament to that. He recycles fabrics, toys, and everyday objects to recreate art, and it doesn't detract from the art, but enhances the work. Some of Nick Cave's more recent works include amalgams and graphs. The amalgam sculptures were made to provide an alternative to public art that often misinterprets history, silences diverse voices, and applauds war. I appreciate Nick Cave's sense of community and using art to ask important questions and bring different groups of people together. Even in the way he builds pieces, he uses other sources and firms to compile them. He works with many different people, and he's not only an artist, but a composer, director, motivator, and everything you need to be to bring these pieces together. And these are my sites that I used for this presentation.